Welcome, I'm Dr. Al-Farah, and in this video I show you how to find velocity distribution and temperature distribution in corrugated channel. It is corrugated channel. We have inlet boundary, outlet boundary, and high temperature wall. This boundary has higher temperature compared to the inlet flow, so we wanted to find the outlet temperature, temperature distribution, and also velocity distribution. For start the model, let's move to COMSOL Multiphysics. Click on Model Wizard. Click on 2D. We have turbulent flow, so click on fluid flow, single phase flow, select turbulent flow and select epsilon method. Click on add. And also for heat transfer, click on heat transfer fluids, click on add and click on study. Because we have a steady state simulation, so we click on stationary and click on done. We change the unit millimeters. Okay, now right click on geometry, select rectangle, the width is 100 and the height is 20. Okay, click on build. Then right click on geometry, select a square. The side is 5 millimeters. Okay. Now right click on geometry again, click on transform, click on rotate, select the square. The angle rotation is 45 and the position, the x is 4 and y is -4. Okay, click on build. Now right click on geometry, transform and array. Okay, we select the square. The displacement is the side of the square, so it is 5 plus 5 power 2 again, and totally power 0.5. Okay. The x side is we use, for example, 15. Click on build, so we use higher value. Okay. Now we want to create the corrugated channel, so right click on geometry, click on difference. Okay, select this domain and also we select the squares. Okay, now click on build. Here it is a corrugated channel. Now we define the materials. Right click on materials, click on add material from library, and we have air flow, so click on liquids, click on gases and click on air, add to component. Okay, now we define the boundary condition. Right click on turbulent, click inlet. Okay, the inlet velocity is 2.5, and for outlet we have pressure, so select outlet. The outlet boundary is pressure and this value is 0 because it's relative pressure. Okay, now right click on heat transfer and fluid, click on temperature. The inlet temperature is 300 Kelvin. Okay, and also select temperature again. We select box and all these boundaries. Okay, and the wall boundaries is 400 Kelvin. Okay, now select on mesh, click on build all. Okay, now select the stationary, but back to fluid 1. For the velocity field, we use velocity field from turbulent flow and it is SPF, so we select SPF for calculation temperature distribution because we want to find the temperature distribution, and for convection we need the velocity, and the velocity is from turbulent flow. Okay, so finally click on compute. This is velocity distribution. You see that we have velocity distribution here. In this domain we have a low velocity because we have no slip boundary condition for this domain, for this boundary, and also for this region because we have low velocity, the velocity decreases in this domain. Okay. Now let's move to temperature. This is a temperature distribution. You see that we have a temperature distribution. This domain has higher temperature because the temperature of this boundary is higher than inlet. Okay. So now we wanted to find the outlet temperature. So right click on derivative value, click on average, click on line average, and select this line for outlet, and find the outlet temperature is 319 Kelvin. So it is our outlet temperature. So now we wanted to find the temperature at the center. So click on dataset and click Outline 2D. Okay, click on plot. Here we have center line. Right click on result, click 1D plot group and click on line graph. Select Outline 2D. Okay, this is the velocity. Okay, so we want to see the temperature. So select T and click on plot. You see that at the center we have increase in temperature because we have higher temperature in the bottom boundary. So for the better visualization, so click on Outline 2D1 and use a lower y. So we use 5 and also 5. Okay, so back to line graph. Here you see that we have higher temperature because the y is lower than the 10. So this is our outline that you see that. Okay, so here you see that the temperature, velocity, and also the pressure distribution inside the corrugated channel. Okay, finally we want to find the heat flux from the bottom boundary. So back to derivative value, right click on derivative value, select average and select line average. Okay, we select all these boundaries. Okay, we want to find heat flux from y direction, so we use minus Ty. Okay, so it is temperature gradient, so click on evaluate. You see that this gradient value, but we wanted to find the heat flux, so click on heat transfer in fluids, material properties, and select main effective thermal conductivity. Okay, so here product minus gradient temperature at y direction, so click on evaluate. So you see that it is heat flux from this boundary.